Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Awesome. Pleasant good afternoon to every single person in the room. Hopefully everybody could hear us and see us. If not, send a text to Roderick McKenzie, 850-443. Okay then. All right. All right. My name is Celia Wilson, proudly sponsored by Kenneth Drayton and Andrea Gonzalez, right next to you guys there in Atlanta, Georgia, who's then sponsored by Kamta Nadia Prasad, up to our beautiful diamond, Sanjeev and Shona Sahai, part of the Galaxy. Very excited to have Pase now, product and system education. All of us are here in the room for that, and are very excited to learn. For those who may not know what product and system education is all about, or Pase as we call it, and it's Pase with an S, you know, not a C. Many of us usually do the C thing, right? But because it's system education, there's an S in there. But what that's all about is the nuts and bolts, the nitty-gritty of how to build our business. This is the meeting where we go hardcore into the rudimentary parts of our business for us to get stuff done. So this is where you're going to hear exactly about dropping the message and other things that you need, products, books, audio streams, and stuff like that. You're going to learn from your local leaders and also people are movers and shakers in the business making it happen. And this was one of the greatest meetings that end with one of our biggest wrap-ups ever, which is by our awesome Sapphire's going crown in a big way, Kamta Nadia Prasad. So that's just an overview of what we're going to expect tonight. So without further ado, I'm going to actually start the fun, right? The fun will begin with product presentation by none other than our one of the biggest movers and shakers here in Tallahassee, you know, rumble it up, guys, from Miss Julia Rose. We're going to talk about glister. Yes. Yes.
Hey, I will be presenting Glister this evening. What is Glister? It's our oral care products provided by Amway. If you're very new to the business, then you are forgiven by not having any of these products. But if you've been here for quite some time, I need you to use our toothpaste, toothbrush, mouthwash, refresher.
Yes.
And this is our travel toothpaste as well.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Those got dirt. All right.
So the great thing that I learned about when it comes to this travel toothpaste especially is that you purchase them, there's 6 travel size toothpaste when you purchase them. And I was very surprised. And you see how big this is. So this could be really cute gifts to put in the Christmas stocking to your family members or friends. The retail price for those 6 travel toothpaste is $18. The IBO price is $14.40. I believe when you use the bigger size toothpaste, the cost of use is 3 cents in retail and 2 cents IBO cost.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I was just like, word.
Yeah. Right.
And I was actually looking at Walmart pricing and things of that sort. Be like, what's really good about this toothpaste? So what I noticed with Colgate's, their biggest toothpaste size is 6 ounce. But with ours, it's actually 6.75 ounces.
Hey, get that point
and another thing I noticed with Colgate is that it feels empty. Like it doesn't have, like you can completely tell the difference between using Glister and then using Colgate. And one of the things that I noticed is that there's not much fluoride compared to what we have here.
Okay.
And on top of that, if you want as much fluoride, you have to squeeze Colgate twice as much to put on your toothpaste. That's your toothbrush, excuse me. And I was just like, because when I have not this one, but the bigger one, it literally takes me at least 2 months to finish it. And I was just like, dang, if my mom knew this when we were all under the same roof, which is my mom, my 3 sisters, and I, so 5 women.
Wow.
That gigantic tube of toothpaste could have lasted us a long time compared to buying in bulk Colgate packaging and things of that sort. So I was like, another fun fact. Another thing with that, with our blister toothpaste in general, it whitens your teeth, it fights cavities, removes plaque, freshens your breath, promotes remineralization. That big word means rebuild your enamel, which is the outer layer of your teeth, and prevents your teeth to deteriorate or decay. It also provides enamel safe polishing every time you brush your teeth. Another thing with our toothbrushes that we have on hand as well, that when you purchase those, they are 4 toothbrushes in one purchase, which I think is a steal, and it also has the perfect amount of soft and medium bristles in the toothbrush with the flexible handle to get to the tough spots of your mouth.
Wow.
Sorry, I get excited about like dental care because it's like we don't think about these things. And what's funny about that, it's perfect because if you use like firm toothbrushes in the way that how often you brush your teeth or how hard you brush it, you take away your enamel, which means you'll have a quicker way to not have teeth in the future. So using our toothbrush and our toothpaste is fantastic, along with this. This is the refresher.
Yes.
Yes.
Mouthwash, yes.
Thank you. Trying to remember so I can have. The retail price for this is $5.50, and the IBO price for this is $4.86. It's long lasting, sugar free, calorie free, fits in your pocket. I won't take this, Roderick, I promise. Or your purse. It's non-arsenal dispenser as well. Another thing that unfortunately I don't have on hand is the oil rinse. That's one of the things that I'm definitely going to invest in. That retail price is $10.50. The IBO price is $8.40. It's a 2 fluid ounce, I think it's pronounced. But the most exciting part about that is you can use 100 uses in one bottle.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, oh. Compared to like purchasing a gigantic mouthwash, it's twice as much, and you're paying a little bottle that gives you just that amount, and it's the most concentrated, and it reduces everything like plaque and bacteria that causes the bad breath. It also comes with the pump dispenser and the measuring cup, so that way you don't use the actual concentrate, you actually water it down, guys. I heard some people in the room almost hurt themselves by doing that, not to mention any names. But all of our oral care stuff is very amazing, and I plan to use all of them. And everyone used this at least once upon a time, especially toothpaste and a toothbrush. If they don't have that in their house, you probably shouldn't trust them. So it's an easy sell because it's something that everyone needs, everyone thinks about using. And I'll just give it back to the host.
Awesome! Awesome! Great information, loaded up, right? Right? For that great presentation, and one more round of applause. Guess what? We have a little twist in our product and system. Right? We have a little twist involved. We're gonna have a little Q&A, little answer speedy round.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, this section is going to be hosted by Mr. Jonathan Smith. Take it, Jonathan. It's all yours.
Yeah.
Hey guys, so basically what you're gonna do is right now, get your phones out. Yes, we're gonna be using our phones, and I'm gonna put up where to go and what you're gonna need to do. So hold on one second. So get your phone out and go to your browser and type in that link right there.
Is it cool? We're not seeing the link yet.
We didn't see the link. Oh, hold on a second.
Yeah, I don't know if our stuff is blocking it. You want to put it in the chat? Oh, you just highlighted it. Kahoot.it?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay. And this is not just. Never mind.
And then when you get to it, you'll just say enter pin. This is the pin you're going to enter.
Yes.
Pin is 2, 3, 6, 5, 10. All right, get ready to lose, guys. I'm joking. What?
Yes.
Kahoot.it.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
That's it?
You just say first and then Kahoot on Google.
Oh.
And then pen
You guys did it already?
Everybody sign their name in and stuff.
He's just used to play these kinds of games.
Oh, he probably did.
Yeah, it says I'm in.
Yes, I think I'm in too.
Yeah, after you put your name in, it says you're in, and you'll see your name a little bit. So everybody,
Yeah, it's like a question there.
You already know.
Yeah.
Who's that? Carol. I'm on screen.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that's you? My bad.
so just so you know, these questions are going to be somewhat general product questions. So you have a little fun. So is everybody done signing in?
Yes. No, one second.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve. So you just have your phone. You go to right now. No. I like to sit by the window.
Oh yeah.
We got here. Yeah. If you were doing like a fun little questionnaire on the product. We're gonna test it. You're on the hot seat.
So is everybody ready?
Hey.
We got one more. Hold on.
Okay.
You were supposed to send me the questions and answers.
No, I can't do that now.
Shoes, eyes.
I'm Diva.
Oh, you do?
Got it. Or IT arrow.
IT guy.
Just 2, 3, 6, 5, 1, 0.
And then put in the password stuff. When Julia was just presenting on.
Okay.
This is cool though.
Love it, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I did this on my marriage counseling.
Hey.
Well, marriage counseling before.
I do this in class.
Is it in? Are you in?
Okay, it says.
Are you ready?
Ooh!
1 minute.
Oh, not K-Hoot. K-A-Hoot.
Hey.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Got it.
Kahoot. Oh.
And then it's
Just figure somebody.
2, 3, 6, 5, 10.
I'm on the winning team, okay?
You didn't start yet?
Hey, the winner on this end, Mike.
Okay. All right.
Everybody ready?
We're in.
Yeah.
All right.
It's gonna come up.
Let's start.
When it starts it.
I'll do this.
There you go.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Get ready. Anyone. Mom, look at your phone.
What's the name of the product? Come on.
Wait.
Sorry, quick.
I didn't see the question.
The product that helps the body.
Product line that helps with weight management.
I can't see the green.
Yeah,
You gotta see the right anything. Yeah. Not that.
No.
Click the.
Okay, there it is.
No.
Oh, hi.
Great.
Next question, answer that already. Next question, don't miss time, Johnson.
First of all, I didn't know what
Okay. Thank you.
That's all right.
So the right answer was body key.
Yay.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It's all right.
That sucks.
So Alex is in the lead right now.
Second place.
What is the product featured in the following Transformer movie ad?
Ooh, I don't know. What did it say?
Right there.
Okay, what's the?
Oh, wait, I could be wrong, actually.
Okay. Movie ad.
It says, what is the product featured in the following Transformers 4 movie act? But it's showing you, right?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Her answer is all plant-based protein.
Uh-huh.
Shoot, yes. It was in there too. I remember that.
Yo.
Alex, you got a shot. No.
What are the colors of the Artistry Signature Select face mask?
I know that. Oh my God.
Okay.
10 seconds. So the colors are red, yellow/gold, white, green, and purple.
What? Yellow plus gold. Definitely orange. It's good Chris, it has to be orange.
So which store is not one of our partner stores?
All right.
Oh man.
Lego store is actually one of our product stores.
What? Oh man.
I remember Lego, I was like, oh, I'm happy kids.
Oh.
Alex,
What two cities have the Artistry Studio line showcase so far?
So what says what? Okay, what's
CDs have the,
Oh, I know this one too.
wait a minute.
Mommy.
I know the one in the top two. Atlanta and Scotland.
I think that's a great.
The right answer was Who picked Atlanta and Scotland? You know, that's too funny.
Hey.
Again.
What was the first product line sold by Amway when it first started in 1959?
I got it.
I know.
Yeah, that was for sure.
Oh yeah, that one is easy.
Huh? You say what is it? Neutralite.
Nutrilite, yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was excess. It
It was
was excess.
excellent though before I
She
was.
was excess.
Yeah, he neutralized.
She didn't answer. Yeah.
Organic and LSU was the first one. SAA.
Right. Alex, if you could off the street, come, Alex. Come.
What? Alex on fire today.
Right. What's going on?
Three collections in the DNA product line.
Yeah, that one. Oh yeah.
Read the bottle. Read the bottle.
Canada, that's what I'm talking about.
US Protector Refresh. Yes.
Right, that's right.
I'm in seventh place, bro.
What? Come on, Alex. Come.
Alex,
We gotta go somewhere.
What's the name of our home water treatment system?
let's go.
Hit the Lord thing back on. Water, guys. I was wrestling smart water. Come on now.
Oh, perfect water, of course.
Perfect water.
Perfect water.
Yep. That's the one. Clear.
The correct answer was Eastspring.
That's right. You're earlier too.
What flavors is in the excess variety case, but it's also a blast mixed flavor?
Oh, I know this. I see it. You know this too.
That's correct. I know
I picked the wrong one, but I know the right answer.
Oh,
That doesn't count. Exactly.
the correct answer is cran grape, electric lemon, and tropical. And the last one is classic, which is not in the variety case. So
How you do that one?
I'm behind Celia. I'm coming, Celia. I'm behind you.
Coming.
I'm on the board.
what is the new flavor SS coming out in the US?
Why would we know this? What?
Absolutely.
I'll give y'all a hint.
You know this.
The answer is in the
No
far
hint.
left of
No
the.
hint.
You know this. Oh, I got it right.
Right answer was Cafe Mocha. Yeah.
Information. Triple information is 3D.
Alex, come. Please. Please,
No.
This is not a product here. It's not a product here.
Everybody get this right.
October 4th, 56. Get your tickets.
Oh, yeah.
So what pack contains double X, contrary fruits and vegetables, and Bounce Health Omega?
I know this.
I pretty much gave it away by the image.
True. That's all right. That's all right. Really like $2. That's good.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect pack. Yes.
It's a perfect pack. Perfect pack.
Alex, girl.
Y'all catching up. Y'all catching up.
Somebody coming for me.
Last question. TV Entrepreneurs Collection contains what three main ingredients?
What? Why is this here? What?
I'm pretty sure.
Shots. This is a hard one.
That's a hard one.
Yes, sir. Second place.
Awesome.
Alex won! Yay! Oh, Jimmy got third. Jimmy get third.
All right. Roderick.
Yeah.
From third down. Y'all need to order some new products.
Yes, so
Very, very wrong, man.
All right, if you make it online, got all the answers more than you. What's up? Give a big hand to Jonathan, man.
Thanks, Jonathan. That was fun.
no problem, no problem.
That was fun. Thank you so much for that, Jonathan. Thank you so much for that. I think there's a conspiracy theory. I think Alex got the answer before time, but we ain't gonna say nothing.
Well, see, like you were fifth, so it's all good though.
But yeah, I guess I was trying to make it happen in a big way, you know? But next time I got you guys. So just real quickly, anybody has any testimonies on Glister or any particular product line that Julia did a phenomenal presentation on? Any testimonies anybody wants to share?
Wow, that's awesome. I need to sell it, yes.
Yeah, I have one.
You're saying stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
So at my job, I got I kept getting a lot of compliments on my teeth, and I sold a Glister to a pharmacist. And also my dentist, I've never had any cavities, and they're always like, "What do you do with your teeth?" And I'm like, "All I ever do is brush with Glister." So
Awesome.
Wow. Yeah, that is awesome. That is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Thanks so much for sharing. Anybody else has any other testimonies that they want to share very quickly? Talking about Alex, who stole the game, and Rodney or Jonathan just get Alex later. But okay, all right. If no worries, the show will definitely keep going on. Very excited to bring up our next presenter today. We're going to be doing a stream by our dearly beloved Miss Carol, who is blazing a trail right there in
Put a microphone.
All right.
Hi everybody. Okay, today I'm doing the stream for the second half of the education part. Okay, so I'm doing the stream is BWW 2248, and it's from Sigit and Kadro Ajmani. I'm so glad I said that right. I've been practicing for 2 days. But we just came back from an awesome conference, and I was so happy to see them. But this CD is the title is Mentorship is the X Factor, and I'm gonna read a little bit after. When you see the title, it says the purpose of mentorship is our business is to build a trusting relationship with our coach who will guide you. Okay, I'm gonna play a little bit, and then I'm gonna say a little bit, and then I'm done.
Here's a question I want you to go home with. The question is not to say what you want to do in life. The question is, how do you want to live your life? That's the question I want you to answer. How do you want to live your life? And that starts putting things in perspective. So here's what happened. Now I walk in, I'm jumping up and down, I'm in my 20s, I'm fired up. I walk into this function and I see these guys financially free. I'm like, what is that? What is this thing called financially free? What do you mean free? I'm free. I'm in America, land of freedom. What do you mean free? Oh, I'm free and I'm free and I'm free. I'm like, I'm free too. I go to a job every day. I'm free to go to a job, free to get a paycheck, free to go back again. I didn't hate my job. But one thing I liked was the concept of financial freedom. I'm like, wow, if I can do that, that's awesome. That's when I realized I actually want what these guys have. I like it. I want it. I want it. But how do I get it? That's when this whole concept of mentorship starts coming in.
Okay.
Good choice, Ms. Carter. Good choice.
Okay. Okay. So after listening to that, like I said, we just left a great, awesome conference, and they was talking about the mentorship and talking about focusing. Well, I wanted to tell you guys about my word again was discipline. Very disciplined. I'm very, focused, just hyper focused, and doing more now than I ever did before. I have to stay on this journey to get to where I want, because I'm going to want to be on that stage. And with the help of our mentors and our God, and with their guidance, I'm going to get there. And so are you. That's it.
What a touch. Yes, wonderful. Yes, thank you so much for that, Carol. You can tell she's in the hunt, getting it done, pulling and drawing out every single thing she can out of the audios, So I mean, so keep up the phenomenal work, Carol, and we know it's gonna just get even better from here, right? We have coming up, I can't believe I said that. We have coming up book from Divya Prasad. Welcome to the floor,
Hello, everybody. My name is Nadia, and I'm sponsored by my awesome parent, Kamta Nadia Prasad. And so today, I'm going to be talking about books. So first, what is like the book of the month? So the book of the month is pre-selected books that are chosen by our growing leaders in our organization that contains information that will help push us to the next level. And so the book of the month obviously means you're getting one book a month. So by the end of the year, that would mean you've read 12 books, which is more than the average person reads in a year, believe it or not. So why do we read books? There's a quote that says, leaders are readers. You want to be able to read every day because you want to educate yourself, you want to keep yourself sharp, and you want to keep growing in this business and in life. And so it's basically a way to help you stay on the cutting edge with all the new information coming out. So when to read and how much. So the recommended time is 15 minutes per day, but I say that's like a minimum of what you should be reading per day. You can read literally whenever. I like to read before bed, but whenever you have a free 15 minutes, just pick up your book and read. But I also think it's important that when you sit down to read, you also have something that you're able to take notes with, because you want to be able to retain the information that you're reading, and more importantly, you want to be able to apply all of the information that you're reading. So I think it's important to take notes. And who should be reading? Every partner that's honoring the partnership. So the book of the month this month is $1 Million Habits: Proven Power Practices to Double and Triple Your Income by Brian Tracy. So I'm going to really quickly read you some key things that stood out to me in the book. So one of the quotes is, one of the most important habits you can develop is the habit of talking to yourself positively most of the time. And that's something that we've always heard in this business. It's the power of the spoken word and just speaking to yourself, and your voice is what you hear most of the time in the day. So make sure what you're saying to yourself is positive. And then really quickly, I'm going to go over some of Brian Tracy listed out 7 steps to form a new habit. So I'm going to quickly list out the 7 steps. 1 is to make a decision. 2, to never allow an exception. 3, tell others. 4, visualize yourself. 5, create an affirmation. 6, resolve to persist. 7, reward yourself. So those are Brian Tracy's 7 steps to forming a new habit. And then lastly, I want to talk about procrastination. It says procrastination is a problem for almost everyone. Learning to overcome it is an exercise that will pay off for all of your life. And I thought that was really powerful because everyone wants to, form new habits, to change their lives, but there's always something for most people that's stopping them, and it's basically just a procrastination. So if you can learn how to overcome that and avoid that, it literally will pay off for the rest of your life. So I really like that quote. But that's it. I really recommend getting the book of the month because, again, they're awesome. And yeah, that's it.
Wow, very profound there, Olivia. Very, very profound. And thank you so much for sharing, especially when you talked about, who and why to read, of course, and the things that you can get out of reading. That's very, very profound. And those significant boulders of nuggets, right? Boulders of nuggets on your chest. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Moving on. We're trying to be nice, okay? Right. Now we have one of the biggest parts of product and system education coming up, guys. This part of the segment is called system. This is where you, again, are trained on exactly the mechanics of the business, nitty-gritty. And the person who's presenting today, anybody who presents in this segment is hand-chosen by our platinums and our awesome leaders, right? So it's going to be like power hitting. This evening's topic for system is board plan 1 and follow-up 1. And we have one of the biggest movers and shakers, making things happen in a big way, going double eagle ruby in a tremendous way right here in Tallahassee, Florida, rocking it. We have Aaron Thompson going to deliver. Stop it up. I'm not sure.
Here we go. Another day here. I'm super excited to be here. Hello, family. I consider everybody here to be family, and also in Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, and your rightful places. I love doing this. Every Pace, I love standing in front of y'all and give you some nuggets that we learn from our awesome mentors and understanding how to duplicate it. Like Miss Seeley said, the system is one of the most important parts because the thing is, it allows you, being taught that allows you to understand how to systemize what we're trying to duplicate. Because that's important, because you want people in your organization to do the same things that Bill Brett would have done, and that's awesome. And being able to follow in the footsteps of these people and being able to strive to do things just like them, be as great as them, great as Captain Nadia, of course.
That's right.
I would like to start this off by talking about the BP1 and the follow-up 1 on how to book them. That's the most important part of me, because whatever phase you're in at the MG2 and the MG1 and the MG2, it sets up the flow of how the process is going to go. So with the MG2, when I'm learning how to do, I'm definitely getting better at this, and I definitely learned how to just found out how to implement it in my grand scheme of things, which is at the MG2, learning how to book the BP1 and the follow-up 1 at the same time. That's very important. The reason why it's important is because when you go to the BP1, you don't want to have to, hold up things when you got training right between the Tuesday meeting and also the training. You're holding up things because you're trying to book a schedule for the follow-up 1 and this and that, and also send the share toss and that. You already have it on deck if you do it at the MG2, working into the BP1, So that's one thing I'm definitely implementing, because we all got to be leaders. We all got to take ownership of our business, and we don't want to stop the flow of other people when they're in the room as well too. And just imagine if you're trying to set up meetings at the BP1, with 5 or 6 people, it's kind of you lose momentum, you know, and some people might actually walk out because they're waiting in line, and you know we also have to bring them to our mentors at the end, so you know they can have a chance to meet our mentors. And that's moving on to the BP1. That's what the BP1 is for your candidates that's in the process to come and see your mentors and come and see what we do. That's the main thing. That's the determining factor of a lot of people. Once they see what you do, they be like, "What? This Amway? Oh, I heard of Amway. This and that," and then everything just flows out, you know. So that's great. How we have everything set up for the BP1. Everybody's in there, of course, being dressed sharp, and it's like a warm vibe in there that shows that, you know, we're professional and we're serious about actually making wealth, creating wealth, you know. Right. At the BP1, one thing that's really, really important, as you book in the BP1, I always make sure that I let them know the type of attire that's there. Because what I heard, some people get turned away at the front door in certain places if they don't dress right, you know. Let them know the attire. Let them know to bring notes, to take notes. Bring pen and paper to take notes. Because the thing is that they have to be completely transparent with you when they sit down at the follow-up on what they seen. So you can understand what kind of questions you need to answer or ask. You understand? So just to talk really quick about the stream that I listened to talk about the follow-up one is Mike and Dana Monaco. The stream title is BWW 1841. That's the tag name, and it's called Follow-Up One. So definitely before we get into that, at the BP1, at the end of the BP1, it's important that after your candidates seen the board plan, for you to introduce them to your upline, to your mentor, so they can see every time when you talk about it at the MG1, you talk about your mentors, this and that, they can actually physically see it and talk to them, shake their hands. That's important because when you introduce them to your mentors, your upline would praise you. You get what I'm saying? Show that you're doing the thing and show how great of a leader you are, because you cannot say that about yourself. Yeah. You know, you lose credibility when you're trying to promote yourself. And I had to learn that. When I learned that, I was like, man, I watched my business just explode, you know? And that part was pretty amazing. Your mentors, they do such a great job, man. So why wouldn't you want them to meet these great, wonderful people? You know? Thank you, Roger. Thank you. I love y'all guys. But after the BP1, of course, they get share talks. Having what I noticed, being over prepared is always great. Having those streams on deck before they leave the room, because one thing that's very important about that, when you send the stream, you do not want to send too late, of course, because if it's 12 o'clock at night, usually they're not gonna listen to it at 12 o'clock at night. They go home and get some rest and all that good stuff. Now you fine, buddy. Go home and get some rest and all that good stuff. Usually some people like to listen to it in their car on the way home. So definitely having it on deck and ready to send out before they even leave the door, you know, before they even hit the door is always a plus. You know, and one thing I noticed that I do when I talk about the streams, I let them know the guidelines of the stream. Like what I mean by that, I let them know that they expire in 72 hours. You kind of get what I'm saying? It'll let you know a day in the last day when they're about to expire. And also I'm gonna send you some streams from my great mentors, and I tell them who I'm gonna send them, you know, so they can understand. Two of the main ones that we send is How to Handle Objections by Kamar, and also by Dan Ewing. Dan Ewing, How to Handle Objections, and Kamar, Bulletproofing Your Business. And that those two right there, knock it out the park. They knock them dead, you know? So talking about the follow-up one, because I know I got a set amount of time. Talking about the follow-up one. At the follow-up one, this is where they ask you all the questions and you're open book to them. Of course, we're open book through the process, but this is when you sit down and let them just flow. Just let them talk. You know, one thing you got to understand is that if a person is talking to you, that means they're comfortable with you. That means they're willing to tell you whatever you need to know. You know, they want to tell you what's on their mind. Any type of, you know, if they're not too sure about this, and you can actually answer that. You know, you can give them thought on it, food for thought. You know, the first question that Mike actually talked about that he asked at the follow-up one is, do you know the difference between Amway and BWW? That is so important. That is so important, because the thing is, people think that BWW and Amway are the same thing, which they're not. Amway, you can literally just sign up for Amway if you want to move products. BWW is the mentorship program to teach you how to build this asset. You know, Amway doesn't care how you build it. They just want you to move products. But when you put both of them together, it's something special. So that part is really in question. It is great that he asked that question. The first question is because that's going to set the tone, you know. And then what I usually do at the follow-up one, after I ask that question, I go and I tell them, what did you understand what you've seen at the BP? Is there anything that I can answer for you that, you know, clear some things up? Because I know at the BP, it's only an hour. You can't develop wealth in an hour. I know it's a lot of information that shot at you, a lot of information that shot at you at once. And sometimes, like one time, one person had me go over the board plan again, the person, and that's fine. Even though he knew majority of the information, he just wanted to be sure that he got it. And that's the key, because when people understand what they're getting themselves into, they feel more comfortable. You know, you do not want people to have skeletons in the closet, and then they come out during launch. You know, and that those skeletons be pretty big. It's nothing like really small. It's no small skeleton, right? Yeah. When have you ever seen a skeleton in the closet? It was just a leg. You know, it's usually the whole doggone skeleton. You know. So that's the thing. And another thing too, when they ask you questions, do not get upset that they're asking you questions. You can't feel some type of way if they give you a response or a question, and it's like, well, shucks, you should have knew that. You shouldn't feel that way, you know, because one thing about it is this is a learning process. You know, how do you expect them to get something that this is the first time they're seeing it? You see what I'm saying? And some people come with questions like, after they realize that it's Amway, they be like, oh yeah, my auntie did Amway and it was just horrible and this and that, and they'll say all those type of things. But at the same time, you as a leader have to be properly prepared, properly educated, and understand how to answer those questions. How to guide those questions so they can understand the right mindset. You kind of get what I'm saying? Because you gotta remember, you'll lose out on a dime and lead because you don't know how to answer a certain question, or you get flustered if they say something that's, you know, off the line. You get what I'm saying? And be honest with you, I like when people be raw with me, because when you're raw with me, that means that you trust me and you trust my opinion, what I'm gonna say. You get what I'm saying? Rather than hiding it from me. That's the main thing. Another thing in the follow-up one. It's the same thing that you did at the MG2, you do it in the follow-up one, by the way. Because after, of course, beginner follow-up one, you set them at ease, but at the same time, you make sure they're comfortable before they leave the table. A lot of people say it's, you know, you can do a follow-up one in 30 minutes, this and that. I usually give it, to be honest with you, I usually give it an hour and a half. The reason why, even if we don't go to 4 hours and a half, the reason why is because I cannot dictate what they're going to talk about, what they're going to say. Because in that the follow-up one, you're not doing most of the talking. They are. They're telling you any concerns that they have, and they're telling you, you know, they're asking you questions, and this and that. They're pretty much, you know, doing most of the talking. And you're listening most of the time, and then you answer anything that needs to be answered. You get what I'm saying? Just like at the MG2, like I was saying, on how to book the at the follow-up one, how you book the BP2 and also the follow-up to the same way you did at the MG2. You see what I'm saying? Because it saves time, and you always let them know. You know, after the meeting, I've been chosen to do some special training with the team, and I ain't gonna have that much time to actually sit down and really talk to you and discuss the ins and outs. So let's go ahead and book this extra meeting after the BP. It doesn't necessarily that they already qualify for it. It's just to keep down confusion. You know, and people don't like confusion. When people get confused, they run. You know, people don't be confused at all. Yeah, but with the follow-up one, once you set it up, I mean, the BP one pretty much takes care of itself because it's a environment. The follow-up one, once a person is comfortable with you and they're comfortable with what they've seen, and you go through and answer all their questions, because most of those questions are gonna be answered at the BP one anyway. But you answer the straggling questions. You know, once you get a full 100% commitment from them, man, the rest of the process is so easy. You know, the process by itself that's the easy part. You know, and you know, you gotta remember, always build a relationship with a person. You build a relationship with a person, it'll take care of the rest. You know, but other than that, peace.
Yeah. Right. I hope you guys had enough handwork I had both of my pens working, you know what I mean? And I captured all those nuggets. It was just a lot. Very heavy. I thank you so much for that, Wow. So all of us have to dress in pretty much, suits and stuff. Next time we do system. Right, moving along. So thank you again for that. Now, just before we bring up our magnificent uplines, we want to just check to see if any new persons are in the room tonight. I know we have a new person here, in Tallahassee. So I guess we can go ahead and take this opportunity to bring them up. We have a new guest here, Mr. Yeah, Mr. Paul Simpson. We want to bring up Paul Simpson. Hey! Right, just let us know your name, who invited you out this evening, and what you're excited about.
Okay, hey, I'm Paul Simpson. I was invited by Mr. Aaron Thompson. I'm excited to learn more about generational wealth, so I can raise money for my family and my one kid and my, I'm gonna get.
Hey! Great job. Thank you for that. All right, anybody else? In any of the other cities and states?
Sile.
Hey.
Okay, so we have two things. One, for the new people who have gone to conference for the first time, we just want to hear one-liner from them or something that impacted them. And then secondly, we have bring up Kenneth after that because we have some recognition, okay?
Wait. Awesome. You got it. We'll do. So let's go ahead and do exactly what our coaches just said. New conference attendees. I think we have a few right here. We're going to bring up Mr. Joseph Jones. Yeah.
How's everybody? I went to conference, great experience. It was just a good time in general. We got a lot of nuggets, my notebook full of notes, and I'm excited to go to FED.
Awesome! All right. Awesome. A beautiful cross-line buddy friend of ours, Antonio. I think is this one of your, is this your second conference? Got you. All right, okay, no problem. So good job. Any other first-time conference goers?
I got you, Sile.
We have Jessica.
Hey,
go ahead.
All right. So, one thing that I really liked was Maduchetta when she was speaking about being yourself, to love yourself, believe in yourself and your abilities, and how that in order for you to succeed, you should definitely drop like the negative people in your negative past and learn to control your emotions. I think that her talking about like getting right with yourself, like making sure that you're okay emotionally and spiritually or whichever, will definitely help impact your business and affect your business in a positive way, because when you are in a good space, then you can give your time and attention to people and help them. And since we're definitely a people business, it's very important to be able to do that.
Awesome.
Thank you for that, Jessica. Thank you.
I go now.
Alex is there too. Alex,
yeah.
Feel free, the floor is yours.
All right. Hello, everybody. So, definitely got a lot of information from the conference. It was definitely more exciting than I thought it would ever be. And just the main takeaway that I got, like what I left with the conference, is if you're not going to be 100%, don't do anything at all, because it's so much harder. It's so much more effort to be 99% or anything lower. So go all in and go for whatever goal that you're looking for versus being halfway in and out.
We see you. Great job, Jessica, as well. Anybody there in Georgia?
Nope.
No problem. Awesome. Now I'll pass the floor over to my awesome upline, Kenneth, and sponsor, Kenneth Drayton.
Okay, recognition is very, very important. We have two types of recognition in our business. We have the Amway pins, the PV, and we also have the our process and eagle shape and whatnot, okay? So first of all, do we have anybody who has done 100 or 300 PV?
We're almost to the end of the month, so we'll do that next week.
Okay, you guys heard what Nadia said. We're not gonna do that now. We're gonna do that when the month is over. I'm just giving you advance notice. In other words, go the end of the month is Wednesday, Tuesday. So make sure that you've put in all your PV. Yeah, so you can be recognized, you know, get all kind of cake and thing, okay? All right, so everybody knows that the process has 4 major phases. Phase A is where you launch. Phase B is where you start to do the stuff under the partnership. Phase C is where you're building, and phase D is where you're really, you know, reaping all of that work that you have done. So we have several people who have, and in between phase A and B is the 30-day core run. Okay, so between the launch and the honoring the partnership is the 30-day core run, and between the honoring the partnership and building is the 90-day core run. So we have a number of Pase business partners who have met many of these goals. You know, so I know we have new launches. So what I want to do is to turn it over to Rod to talk about the 30-day core run people who have completed their 30-day, and then I will come back and do the 90-day and the phase C. So Rod.
Awesome champions, first timers. I'm fired up because y'all are fired up from that conference. Yeah, definitely. But like Kenneth was mentioning, 30-day core run is one of the phases in the business, and that's actually where you are developing your habits, you're reading, you're streaming, also more importantly, conversations and making connections. So that's a big deal, and we have a number of people within our team that successfully completed their 30-day core run. I'm gonna just name a few. I know Alex has successfully completed her 30-day core run. So also want to clap it up for Jessica Petty for completing her 30-day core run. And I believe also it's Jeff and Deja in the room, but that's still clap it up for them. Completed that 30-day core run. So, any other 30-day core runners that I might have missed that have completed successfully? Okay, awesome. So I'll turn it back over to Kenneth because he's gonna talk more about the 90-day core run, which is where these 30-day core runners are gonna eventually jump on and get completed as they continue their journey to phase C and then ultimately the phase D IBOs. Thank you.
We don't want to miss anybody out. So is there anybody other than the 30-day core runners? Is there anybody who is new into the honor the partnership? I don't want to miss anybody. Okay. All right. I just got a text, but I can't get to it. So. All right. So okay. So the 90-day core run, just like what Rod is saying, the 90-day core run is where you're doing your daily, your weekly habits, your monthly habits, and your annual habits. On top of that, you are also dropping the message every single day for 90 days. I cannot explain to you, because I'm one of them, what that does to you. Okay? It builds momentum, your confidence goes up, and you become extremely powerful. Okay? You feel unstoppable. You marry the input and you divorce the output. Okay? Right. Now, when you divorce it, you talk to the ex-wife every now and again. Make sure everything good, you know? Okay. And so we have a number of people who have finished their 90-day core run yesterday. Okay. You know, and so the first one is the person you just saw. His name is Rod. Rodney. Okay. The next person who has finished the 90-day core run, and I'm very impressed with this person because this person is like a model IBO. she's not the only model IBO, but she is a model IBO, and that is Julia Rose. Okay. And the dynamic, powerful couple, okay, nothing can stop them. You know, the Terminator look at them and say, man, you determined, you know? Okay. And that will be Anthony and Carol Cobb. Okay, and we even have a cake here. Okay. And it's vegan too, because I finished the 90-day Koran too. Now, what happens is, remember, when you're doing the 90-day Koran, you're going to perpetually be on a 90-day Koran, because 90 days includes 30 days. Okay, when you get into phase C, of the business, remember, trust the process. But when you get into phase C, it means that you're still doing the 90-day Koran, but you're doing everything yourself and you're actually getting results. Okay, there are 3 people of the 90-day Koran who are actually in phase C now, because they are sponsoring 1 to 2 people a month. Okay, the other people who are in the 90-day Koran, I am highly confident that they're only like 15, 20 days away from it. Okay, and so and like we discussed, stay in your lane, don't compare yourself to anybody. When you're comparing anything, compare you today for you yesterday. Okay, stay in your dolphin lane. Okay, and that's some flip on. Okay, so the first couple, the first couple, dynamic, powerful couple that is in phase C, they have sponsored somebody in the last month, and they have another couple coming on in August, is Anthony and Carol. That means they get a small piece of the vegan cake. The next powerhouse individual is somebody we call Rod Wilson. Yeah, we're gonna text you the cake, okay? All right, and of course you can see, you know, remember Alex? She won that thing that Jonathan came up with. We still try to figure out how to do that, you know. I'm surprised because she was just a little rough, you know, and of course Rod has a number of Emmanuel and other people coming on. So it's actually sponsoring. He's in phase 2, you know, and he's gonna, by the way, he's gonna be starting the 90-day Koran with Anthony, Carol, Roderick and Aaron and Julia Rose today. Okay. Yeah, so that's the second Koran they're going to be on, you know. And if you're doing 90-day Koran, finish another partnership, and then, you know, and you get there, you know. It's very, very ecstatic, if I may say so. You know, and of course I'm in phase C also. You know, I have it feels weird doing self-recognition. You know, we have a young lady. We have a young lady named Carla Andrews, you know, who's going to get registered in August, and we also have Ladarelle Johnson, you know, and we have like about 6 or 7 other people in the pipeline. That means they're on BP2 follow up too. Okay, so things are cooking. All right. Okay. Awesome. And I'm gonna turn it back to the hostess with the mostess.
Awesome. Way, you know, ecstaticness to the highest level by Kenneth Drayton. Thank you so much for that. Recognition is really yeah. You said something, Nadia?
Nope.
Caring thing. Sorry. It's okay. Okay, right now, guys, they want to be more. What she said? She said something? Okay, it's just me again. Right guys, for the moment we've been waiting for, one of the biggest parts of Pace, the most precious time that we have is the most phenomenal wrap-up ever done in the face of Brit Worldwide by our awesome Sapphires, going crown in a big way. We're very happy to be a part and proud and privileged to be a part of their LOS, right? Help me, guys. Help me give a lustrous welcome to our crowns, Kamtan Nadia Prasad.
One thing, could you go over there? Go ahead, please. One more thing. Miss Carol, could you stand up? Miss Natalie, please stand up. Now, hon, come in between. Kenny, could you show all three of them together there? Could you see that the duplication there? Okay, I have the floor too.
But anyway, guys, it has been an exciting, actually a whole month, really, because the beginning of the month we were all in, few of us were in Seven Springs, and that is Cele and Kenneth, and we didn't get a chance because we had so much going on today, but to have them talk about just their experiences real quick on Seven Springs. But I know it was an incredible function. And it is the Double Eagle Ruby. That is the battle cry of the entire Kumar team. And Cele had an opportunity to stay at the Thursday night banquet. So, and I guess we don't have it this week, but we'll have her talk maybe next week a little bit about what that was and just being a part of that. As a matter of fact, let her do it now. So, Cele, why don't you just talk about being a part of that exclusive club? What did it mean to you, and what was it like? So let's just hear from Cele real quick.
Hi, Crowns. Thank you. Nice. Thank you. Wait to the world. Very quick. I know we short on time, and I really want to hear from you guys. I'm very honored to have qualified for that Thursday night. Food, I know it's not the most important thing, but it was really one of the. The food was amazing. They had the audacity. They had the absolute audacity to do a buffet, and they didn't know I was coming or something. Right? And here's the thing about the Kumar, leadership guys. Almost everybody is very health conscious, right? Pretty much everybody's there. So everything is super healthy, vegan-esque, right? And I'm like, sure, right? Hate it anyway. And I always thought those healthy stuff that looks healthy would not taste good. That's what I thought. That's what I thought was the rule, right? But no, guys, you can't even tell half of your stuff don't have milk. You can't even tell they don't have gluten. I'm like, who is that guy? Because it's clearly not necessary to make this taste good, right? So it was the best food. My only problem I had for the food part is that I got full. Right, I didn't have. I didn't like seven strings. So that's the only little problem on that. But now, when we went into the training, we had some of the biggest leaders talk, the movers and shakers within the Kumar leadership talking. Guys, some of that they talked about in the other sessions, but they were so brutally honest about what it takes to position your business for the upcoming fiscal years, right? Because Amway is making some changes on how money is being made and what have you, and exactly on how to put together teams. They talked about, the process is a phenomenal thing that came on board, and they talked about the special that Gala team has and why we're growing so fast and why we're very good at when we put together teams. They stay together, and we're usually having diamonds in debt as opposed to other teams that are possibly struggling in that area. And I'm talking about just the Brit team and the Gala team, and it made me even have a lot more pride about being a part of this LOS, because we're blessed with these people who are very analytical in thinking about things. Almost the whole Gala organization is like rocket scientists and stuff, right? Very good engineers and people who have a way of digging deep and then exploding, And when they did it, I was just I couldn't write fast enough, so I recorded a lot of it. But I can't share that because it was super deep, right? But the leadership, the way they talked and the way they put it on your chest, it is something that is necessary for you to grow. And they told you brutally honest what they heard. And the other thing that I appreciated a lot was the interactions diamond to diamond. Right, one for sure, no cross lining, but even the camaraderie they have between the other uplines, right? You know, like how the kind of level of closeness they have with Kumar that you don't see at conference because, of course, you don't want to look too closey type of thing. But it's like, could you imagine this? All your friends and family that you actually care and love, right? Coming together, they're all filthy rich, and you guys having a leadership session. You'll have a lot of fun, and it'll be too much fun. Like Mr. Hegde, he's so much fun. You know, a lot of these leaders, when they're on stage, they have too much fun. And you can see that. And they're like making fun of Kumar right there. And Kumar is laughing. So I just love it. And it just lets us know that there's room at the table for us. There is room at the table for us to have fun. Because all of us are great pranksters in here. And we can prank them all in a good way.
We just want to hear real quick from Kenneth. So Kenneth, can you just come up and give real quick about your take on the Seven Springs? Do you recommend it?
No, I do not recommend Seven Springs. Seven Springs is totally awesome. You know, the rooms, the hotel rooms, the view that you get. Okay, the food. Listen, if somebody, you guys may know that I'm a vegan, right? So if somebody like me who is a vegan, you know, we're very picky and a pain in the, you know, and all of that stuff. If I can go there and I can find more than enough food to eat, you know, more than enough food to eat, and be totally full and satisfied, you know that as an omnivore, well, you know, you could get up to Silly's rest. You know? And then outside of that, the activities that you have to do, you know, especially if you have children or whatever, you know, it's like endless. You know, I mean, it's like you gotta get fit, or if you don't get fit, you'll be fit afterwards. You know? Okay? And then on top of that, from a business point of view, man, you know, it does something to you when you're in the same room in close proximity with Sanjeev and Dave Dunat and Sagita Ajmani and no, Sagit wasn't there. Can is who I mean, you know, and you know the names Can, you know, and Kumar and Nick and Stephanie, you know. I was going to one of the things, and Nick was there pulling the Jason up the stairs in a pram. Anyway, in a stroller. He's pulling him up. Sorry, I just came from Jamaica. He was pulling Jason up in the stroller, and Stephanie was behind him, you know, watching everything. You know, when you gonna see that? Yeah, right. You know, and all of that. And then they had Joe. They had Joe, the tax guy, who was there. You know, and it's very, very important. You know, he sent a message out right there, and I sent it out to everybody that I could. Go to the IBOAI website and go to the tax tips and download the Bookkeeping 101. It's meant to be 10 minutes of reading. Okay, you need to do that in order to ensure that you're running your business properly. And in the very, very unlikely event that you get audited, okay, you know where you are, who to call, and what to do. Okay, it's 10 minutes of your time. You know, just put that on your calendar, download it. Okay, it's a small PDF of about 2 or 3 pages. Okay, very, very important. You know, and the messages that we got. See, there are many levels of taking notes. You know, and so the note taking I was taking, you know, has transformed my business. You know, I came back here super excited. And it's all because I was around all of these great leaders. You know, so you gotta get there, man.
Yeah, man. You don't want to wait to call it 8 Springs, okay? Right?
Next year they have it's going to be July, I believe 14, 15, 16.
Right.
and 17. It's a 4-day. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Only who
But
qualify for
the
the class.
qualifiers go there one day early, which will be the Thursday. And I'm telling you, that day that you go in early is actually the best day because it's before the whole crowd comes. You get full attention to, like I said, to all your diamonds, your upline, and being able to sit there and have that one-on-one with them and talk. I mean, I want to just bring Divya real quick so she can talk about something that actually impacted her and came back with a bang. And so just have her come real quick.
Yeah. So I wanted to just really quickly, it was a Saturday morning. They have these huge breakfasts that, everyone goes to. And it was really special. Kumar came and sat with me, Anya, and my parents, and Sule was there. But, he just sat with us for probably like 15, 20 minutes. He gave us his undivided attention, and he just spoke to us like, it was just really special. And I told my parents, I was like, in that moment, I finally understood what people meant when they said that they wanted to earn the respect of the leaders. It's just to see this millionaire come and sit with us and just be completely normal and so humble and just to sit there and talk to us. And I told my parents, it's like you could tell how much he's rooting for them and for our family, and it was really special, and it really did impact me. And so
what did he speak about?
He spoke about I think he spoke about it at the conference as well, but he gave us a preview of what he talked about at the conference, which was how the unseen controls the scene. And he was using the fruit on our plate at breakfast to like show us. It was so cool, and it was really special. And I mean, it really impacted me because it just shows you like that's the type of people that's in our business. These are our leaders, and I really look up to them, and I want to earn the respect of Kumar and everyone else in our LS. So
Also, there were people who were
and there were people literally like waiting behind him to get him to sign their postcards, and that still didn't divert his attention from us. He gave us his undivided attention. It was awesome. So things that you can get there.
Things that you can get there. Yeah. Also, I think some people got their room keys already, right? Yeah. Some people got their room keys already.
So we're counting on you guys. I know next year we want to have a big crowd from the PDAT representation. They talked about Atlanta, and it was just Kanta and I standing up. And I'm Kenneth. So we were like, there's more room for all of us there. Florida, of course, they had quite a bit of representation, but Sile was the only one from Tallahassee. So it was awesome, but we need more of you to come there. And just like I said, just having Kumar calling Sile by her name Sile or Kenneth by his name Kenneth is incredible.
And Sile represented Tallahassee very well.
Oh, she sure did.
Yeah.
She represented. You guys would have been completely proud of her. We were. How she spoke about. I mean, basically everyone afterwards was coming and congratulating her.
Sile was like celebrity.
Absolutely.
Everybody wanted to Sile.
Come to have to say, all right, Sile, like tone it down.
Santi says, I'm sorry, what's this white thing? So that night for you.
It was incredible. We were just absolutely proud of her. Like people were coming there to pick her brain, and just from the way she carried herself, the way she spoke, and we're just absolutely proud of having her on the team. And of course, all of you, you deserve to be there. You deserve to come there and have fun and enjoy yourself. Like I said, having breakfast in the morning, Kumar comes there early just so that he can interact with everybody, so that he can come and sit at your table. And if you say, Kumar, come over here, he grab Kamta by his neck, come over here, and he starts to talk to him, and it is just the most incredible thing you can see. Like I said, just like my daughter said, millionaires coming over and interacting with you, talking to you, wanting and rooting for your success. So that's amazing. But it is next year. Mark your calendar. Don't miss it, guys. I mean, I know last year a lot of you had said you would be there, and I know you worked really hard, but sometimes your best is not good enough. You have to give it all, give it everything you got, right? And so that's going to be next year. Of course, we have the most recent thing that's coming up, which is our BBS. And the BBS for us here in Atlanta, we have 2 of them, and they're both on the 17th. One on the south side, and I believe that's Colleen Mina Desai that's going to be speaking on the north side. And then on the south side, we have Al and Marianne Hamilton. The Hamiltons. Fran. Okay, so the Hamiltons are going to be here on the south side of Tony and Alice's meeting. Of course, we have Tony and Alice that's going to be in North Carolina on the 10th. So if you're attending that BBS, they're incredible speakers. They're good, you can take a lot of information from them because they're very, very wise when it comes to building this business. But we're excited to
Orlando Shamish.
Who? I don't know who's. Do you guys know who Orlando would be?
Shamish.
Who would be the speaker for Orlando? I'm not sure.
And I know August the 10th in Fort Lauderdale is
If you guys give me just a moment, I can check for you because I am in the Orlando group. So give me just a second. Rick posted.
Ramesh and Rama. Okay, so Ramesh and Rama will be. There we go. That's Kumar's personal diamond. So they will be there August 10th, and then of course Fort Lauderdale. And we have Shushma, Rabi and Shushma.
Yes.
Muhammad from Trinidad. So they're going to be there. So yeah, they're going to be in Fort Lauderdale. So it's exciting, guys. There's so many. There's so many activities.
I think about them.
Yeah, there's so many activities that are happening for you to be able to grow your business and grow your team. Just make sure that you whatever BBSs you can attend, do that. And the next thing that's coming up is FED, guys. And I'm telling you, what an FED it will be. When we were, of course, you guys know all the pins that Gala broke, and it's basically every single pin in the stage recognition. We have Sajid and Sushma, brand new diamonds, and we have EDCs, it's Madhuchera, and TD Suparna Datta. They're going to be, those are the 2 EDCs, and then of course we have the double diamonds, which is Manipal and Renuka Reddy, triple diamonds. Triple diamonds is Raj and Sangeeta Shah, and then of course crown, Kanti and Lata Gala. So that is going to be a gala of a celebration. So just make sure. I don't remember in my time of being in business that any team that has broke every single pin. And we've been around for some time, but I've never seen this. So definitely, guys, you're on the right team. Just make sure that you're part of the success of that team because the team is growing. So make sure that you are part of that success. Make sure you bring a lot of people out there because I'm telling you, the more people, you're going to sit there and you're going to cry from the recognition because you don't have enough people there. Seriously, it wouldn't be because of the recognition. It would be like, oh man, I should have got this person. I should have got this person. We've done it many times, but I'm telling you, this time it's going to be incredible. So come tonight, we're out there, guys. We are working. I tell you, this guy, he's just incredible. So a spider bit his hand. His hand was all swollen. Yeah, he was a spider. I don't know what he was trying to do, maybe get a web or something, but his whole hand was swollen, red. I told him, I said, you need to go to the urgent care and get that taken care of. So, but he had an MG too. So he says, I'm going to go. He went to the urgent care, came back, did his MG2 with his hands swollen, and went with Beatty. So he didn't use that as an excuse, guys. I'm telling you, he just went out there, took his antibiotics, and just went out there. There's nothing you can do with if your hand is swollen. Your mouth is not swollen, right? Make sure that you're out there, and there's no excuses. From now to FED, we are definitely bringing 3 new legs there, and we've said that to our upline. Sanjeev and Shana, and we are definitely there's no question about it, guys. With the activity that we have, I was giving my upline a rundown of all the things that are happening so far, and she's like, "Oh my God, Nadia, that's a lot of momentum." And I didn't even talk about the team. That was just for Compton and I. So we're excited. And here's my awesome husband.
All right, awesome. I want to give everyone a round of applause. I'm telling you, the process is producing such level of sharp leaders coming up. You know what I mean? And excitement. And I'll tell you, I wanted to know what this team had today before, because they were also excited, fired up. I want some of that stuff. It was a vegan cake. Oh, the vegan cake. Okay. Using all of these words, divorce marry the input and divorce the output, and flip, to stay in your lane and all of that stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. The year is about to end. We had set goals last year again. Some of us have achieved the goals. Some of us are close to it. Some of us a little bit away behind. But one thing about this business, it's a marathon race. Once we stay in it, we will get to the end of it. So it's a new fiscal year coming up here. So now the focus basically now is what they had at Camargo Diamond. It's the Double Eagle Ruby business. Okay. So and I know a lot of people have set the goal of going Double Eagle Ruby come next year, but a lot of us don't realize what it takes to actually the work to actually get that done. So I put together some stuff here on the board.
You gotta come in close
Yeah.
to see.
I'll come in the board up. Oh, something. There we go.
There you go.
You seen it? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can't see too well, Crown.
All right, hold on. We get it set up nicely.
Take off the light.
Okay, kind of back it up so we can get a whole board.
Yeah.
Hey, something.
There's a light here. That's good.
Can you guys see it?
Kind of. You guys probably have to come here.
You gotta come in real close. Oh, I guess. Maybe you talk this part first.
No, something. I see it's going in and out.
He's doing
No, the light.
that. No, turn the light on.
No, okay.
Oh. Look where maybe?
Is better. You guys can see kind of.
There you go.
I can't see, but could you guys see? All right. Everybody can see. Yes. Crown. We're good.
You're good.
We can see. I can see as well.
Okay. All right. So let me just look from the street here so I don't see my face. I want to see the board. All right. Okay. Great. So starting a new fiscal year which starts in September, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the end of the year. So anybody now starting in August can all the way for next year, fiscal year, all the way to the end of July, can build a Double Eagle Ruby business. In fact, that's a goal for everyone. Is that so?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tallahassee?
Yes, Crown.
Right, that's the vision, right? Double Eagle Ruby DER. Remember that, Sile?
Yes, Crown.
Right, that's Double Eagle Ruby, 15,000 PV. Okay, so if you start, and if you have any questions as we go along, let me know. So if you start in August with 100 points, right? In August, and you by yourself. So like they're speaking, and you should be sponsoring 2 a month personally and 2 in depth. All right. Is that good?
Yes.
Everybody follow so far? So in September, when you have 2 IBOs, right? 2 IBOs doing 300 points. Okay. So that's good so far?
Yes.
September, October, what would October be? What's the goal for October?
600, is that?
It to be 600 and all, but there are people there, like the team, the Tallahassee team is way past that right now. Okay, but so this is like for new people, like for say Alex and Jessica and any new person coming in now. That's how the business can go. Okay, but there's some people who are already to this point, right? Okay, beyond that 600, right? So with that, you would have 4 IBOs in your business doing 150 points each. That's your 600, right?
Right.
October, November. That's supposed to be an end. right?
Don't start with
This is November here, right?
good stuff.
November here
Okay.
of 2019. You're gonna shoot for what? 1,000 points. Okay? And that would how much IBOs you're gonna need? At least 6 to 7 IBOs. Right? Yes? No?
Yes, Ron, absolutely, yes. Everybody's good.
Okay. December 1,500 points. Now you come to January. January of 2020, you're 2,500 points, and that will put you at what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when you're 6 wide, what is that called? Eagle. Right? And when you're eagle with 2,500 points, you would have about 16 IBOs in your business. So that's basically sponsoring wide and sponsoring deep. So if you have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that means you have at least what? 10 in some combination of that 6. It's a group of 10 IBOs. Okay? Yes? We good so far?
Yes.
Okay. Continue in January, February, March. You come to April. April now you have 9. You personally have 9 wide. And so that what do you call?
Eagle
An
Plus.
Eagle Plus. As an Eagle Plus, you should have about 50 IBOs in your business, and you qualify at 7,500 points. Okay?
Okay.
Are you not? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. Anyone can start from now start qualifying with 7,500 points. Naja and I did it in 6 months. Some people do it in 4 months. And this basically, if you look at it, is just each step in the bonus structure. Okay, 100, 300, 600, 1,000, 15, 25, 4,600, 6,075. Now you can skip some of them. You don't have to go exactly like this. Okay. Don't let me stop. Don't let me slow you down. You say, oh, you know, I'm 15 here, to say, or you could have been 25 in that month. Don't let me slow you down. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So, and then you're continuing on May, June, July. So at this point here, now you're double eagle with 15,000. Okay. So Kenneth's gonna. Right. So now here, now you're double eagle ruby 15,000 PV.
How many people are in June, Crown?
In June, January, March, April, May, June.
Yes, how many people up there? I can't read what's that 80? The number of people in the team.
80, right.
80.
80.
We're gonna take a picture of it.
Right, and basically it's people doing 150 honoring the partnership. Like I say, you would have as a double eagle, you would have 12 honoring partnership legs. Right, so everyone doing the 150, 300 PV. Okay, so if you have 150 PV per IBOs, you should have about 80, which is equal to 12,000.
Okay.
Right, it's just a numbers thing here. Right, if you notice here. Right, at this point, if 50 people at 7,500, it's 150 PV per viewership. Okay?
Yes.
Right, now,
What's that?
somebody had a question?
Yeah, if you could just repeat the last thing you said.
No, I'm just saying basically at each step here, it's just you have somebody honoring the partnership at 150 points.
Got you.
Right?
Got you.
Or the whole or whatever in your group. So if you have a group of 10 people, 10 people, 1,500 points, which is right at 150 is 1,500 points, right? Same thing here, 16 at 150, right? Okay.
And that is just the basic minimum. If you have couples in your business, in order for those couples, honoring the partnership, it is 300 PV.
PV, right,
so
right.
it will be far beyond that. We're just doing the bare
We're just doing
minimum
the bare minimum here, and this doesn't include again also customer volume.
Exactly.
Now remember this: in the new fiscal year, the customer volume, there is a lot of extra bonuses. I'm not going to go through that until they give us the final numbers. But the new fiscal year, at the bottom level of the 3, 6, and 9%, there's additional bonuses that's going to come from the customer volume to make it up to 10%. So if you are the 3% here and you got customer volume, right, they're going to give you an additional 7% of that customer volume. Okay? When you are the 3, this is 3, this is 6, at the 6%, they're going to give you 4% of customer volume. So if you have customer volume of say 1,000 PV, you're gonna get 4% of 2,500 BV. You understand? It's a lot of money, right?
Adds up very quickly.
No, right? And it's based on structure. You must have 3 legs. If you don't have 3 legs, you're not qualifying for some of these bonuses. Okay.
Also, they have the multipliers.
So,
where it
well,
really
yeah.
get exciting.
No, well, that's when after this, that's when the multiplier kicks in now.
And that's when it gets very exciting. And all these customers have to be registered customer. You can't say, oh, I sold it to my friend and I'm recording it. It has to be registered customers. So get in the habit of starting to register your customers and teach them how to shop online from the site.
So from the 10th, from here so onwards, this is what Nadia is speaking about, the multiplier. It starts 30%, 40%, and it keeps going. It can go all the way up to, if you remember that, 750%. And that's when, I mean, it's unbelievable the amount of money that you can make in the physical year coming, right? And but you say, you know what, you don't even need to bother with all of that different multipliers and customer volume stuff. If you build a business that sets you up with double eagle ruby structure, that is going to eventually that's going to cover all the bonuses. Okay, so that's why it's so important for the next year for everyone to stay focused and work with this. Just make a commitment. You can do it in 1 year more. You get to set up a double eagle ruby value.
And that level, you make a what?
$123,000 at this level here. Right, but that's the old thing. Now, when the new physical bonus kicks in, it's going to be a whole lot more than $123,000 when the multiplier, customer volume, and FEA points, and a whole lot of more bonuses that I don't even have the time to calculate. Okay, but like you say, you also have to work because just white alone would not give you what you need. So when you work in a billion, sponsoring 2 per month personally, you must also be working your business to sponsor 2 to 4 in depth for each, like at Camargo Diamond. What did they say, Sile? Or at the function? What
You
did
have
they
to sponsor somebody unless you sponsor somebody for them.
Right, yeah, exactly. And what you must do, you must take it 4 deep as quick as possible, right? So basically, like Kenneth was saying, the people who are in different phases and getting the result, they must be able to learn to build depth. Depth is an art. Depth is not just something that happens. You got to work to get depth. Okay? You got to basically work for people and drive to depth. Make sense so far? Any questions here about the next year? What you're going to be doing? What your business should be looking like? How much IBOs that you should be having? What you should the activity level that you should be putting in to get that double eagle ruby structure? Any questions?
And honestly, we know everybody's not going to do this. We're looking for the handful of people that's going to stick out in the crowd and say, you know what, I'm going to get this done. Because, people, we all get excited and we said, yeah, it looks simple. But I'm telling you, it's simple, but it's not.
Simple.
It requires a lot of work.
Yeah, because which is work and depth is hard.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to be in there, guys. But it's doable.
It's very doable.
When we came back, we just got really refreshed. We started putting up our goals again, in terms of our travels, in terms of our home, in terms of things that you're looking for. Because after reading this book, the habits of the millionaire habits. Basically, what it talks about is visualizing. Visualizing what it is that you want. And this is coming from Brian Tracy. Kumar was telling us that he sat down with Brian Tracy and they had a discussion. He says, so when you give people all these good advice and stuff, like how do you know if it works? Like how do you know if this is helping anybody? How do you know if people are even reading the book, right? And, it's not about everybody, but it's about the few that would decide that this is for them. I just went out yesterday and I bought that magazine, because it says 104 places that you must visit, in Europe, throughout your lifetime. And so it's funny because we were going through the book. A lot of them that I've done, I mean, not a lot, but 6 of them I've done. And there's so much more that we want to do. And you guys know, who knows me in the business, that is one of my hot button. I love to travel, so that gets me going. Just think about the places and the people, and just going out there and make it happen. But what I like is that since we came back from Seven Springs, and then we had the function, of course, right after that, we have made a lot of changes personally. And I believe if you want to move on this year, and so it doesn't be another same year, those are the changes that you have to make so that you can move on and just go forward your business from there. But I don't know if Tom has anything else.
No, I can add this. Sorry, no. Good. Does it make sense in terms of the numbers? The numbers, right? They got some mathematicians out there. You can check back the numbers.
Good. I tell him we're going to take a picture and send.
Yeah, Kenneth, I'm going to put it out there. The picture's there. All
I
right.
think there's one question here, Crown.
Okay, go ahead.
Does that say 24 in depth?
2 to 4 in depth. 2 to 4.
Yeah, you want to, anybody sponsor, you have them sponsor 2 to 4 in depth as quick as possible.
2 to 4 in depth. Okay.
2 to 4.
I think you said after the equal sign.
Equal sign?
I didn't do it right.
Oh, equal here.
Yes.
Okay, so if you sponsor it to a month, 12 months, right? You should have 24. But out of the 24, you're definitely going to have 1,200 in the partnership leg. Right? Because not everybody, if you sponsor 12, not every one of them is going to honor the partnership and build a business. So that's why you personally need to work on sponsoring 2 a month.
Right.
So we're going to send out a picture of it?
Now, what? Kenneth and Rodney can speak on this. What kind of activity, Kenneth, do you need to do to have 12 sponsored 2 a month in terms of drop the message, contacts, MP?
Right. So 5 contacts, 5 conversations a day. Okay. A minimum 10 contacts a week. Minimum 5 MG1s a week. Okay. And then and a personal goal is at least 1 candidate to the information session, or 1 BP1 a week. Okay. And yeah, and that's it right there. And from those, because you see, if you have a conversation to invite, to contact, that's the law of 1/3, right? And then of those 10 people that you contacted for the week, you're gonna have like about maybe 3 to 5 who will actually sit down with you. And from that, of course, there's a 1-week delay. That's where you'll get your 5 MG1s for the next week. Like for this week, I have 6 MG1s and 2 MG2s, and it's because I'm adhering to those numbers.
It's all a numbers thing. So, I mean, if you're doing the work, you're going to need to work with at least 2 people. You want to have at least 2 people or 2 partners in each step. So you want 2 at every level here. And the reason why I'm looking at 2, because again, somebody may come all the way to the follow-up 1 and then not continue the process. But if you have 2, you definitely will get 1. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah. So if you're working with just 1 alone, somebody can come all the way to the end here, right? It happened to us.
It happened to me this week.
Yeah, this week.
That
right?
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that engineer guy.
Okay.
What's his name again? I forget his name.
Once you don't go far.
Clinton.
Oh, yeah. Right? But it happens to everybody, even to Sanjeev it happens too. But if you have 2, you will definitely get 1. Okay? Does that make sense? So this is the type of work that you need to be putting in the next year. Now, again, like Nadia said, is it doable? Absolutely. People are doing it. Kenneth is doing it. We are doing it. Rodney is doing it. Celia is doing it. Aaron is doing it big time. We have a lot of people. Julia Rhodes is doing it. A lot of people are doing it. But just, what? Miss Carl and Anthony also. But we just need to pick up the activity a little bit more. We need to stay focused, because I'm telling you, in 1 year from here on, you can actually change your life big time. Yeah, absolutely, right? Like Betty and I was talking yesterday. He's working he's going to get a full-time job at his company in another month or two, he can save that thing. But if he have, and he said, and he had made a decision that once he get to this level here with $123,000, he can retire his mom and dad immediately. Right? Imagine that. You know.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Good stuff,
Anyway,
guys.
that's it.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
That was awesome.
You gotta get some love.
Okay, guys, we'll see you go into the phone team and get your your calendar book for all of next week. I know that a lot of you are doing that already. So.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Students, bye. Cute, bye. Toodles, toodles, toodles. To the cameraman. Woot. Awesome. Right. Oh, yes.
All right.